Okay, so let's take a look at how you can install Couchbase on Ubuntu. So basically, when you go to Couchbase from the search results, you will see page like this, right? And here we will try to find installation option for Debian or Ubuntu because both of those should work, right? So we'll scroll down to the bottom for finding the documentation, right? So here's the documentation. We will navigate to there, right? So in case of Windows we have installer, however in case of Ubuntu we'll have to manually install Couchbase Server, right? So we'll click on it. It should take us to the page. Okay, so here you can find the option install and upgrade, right? So what you will do, you will check this particular option, right? So installation, and here we will have to search for installing on Linux, right? So let's wait for it to show me the page for Ubuntu and Debian installation, right? So if this doesn't work, what we can do is we can use sudo apt update and we will go for this particular package. Okay, so here you can see the deb package, and if we right click on it and open it in new tab, we'll be able to check the download section. So make sure to just do the sudo apt update, right? And what we'll do is we will simply go here, click on server, then here you can see version is current, OS is Amazon Linux by default. We will switch that to Ubuntu or even Debian would do, right? So we will select Ubuntu and download. Even for 2004 that should work. And once downloaded, what we can do is we will navigate to that particular directory. Okay, it is forcing me to actually use the version because I am using the enterprise one, so I will have to switch to community server, right? So let's go and get the Ubuntu 2004. So just accept the terms, click download, right? Now here what we can do is we will wait for it to finish the download, right? So if you have download manager, you can also copy the link, right? And at the top you can see it has started the download. It will take a bit of time, so continue while it does. If you finish the download, you will find the folder where it is downloaded. You can open in terminal that particular folder, and what we can do here is close this. Now let me minimize the current terminal and let's see the command I can use, sudo dpkgi, right? And here I will use the package name .dev, right? So let me go back to this particular package and copy its name, right? So entire path can be copied and then paste it here. So for that we will use // the path and hit enter. Then it will extract, right? It will also show you what it is installing right now. As you can see, it is pointing to this particular server URL along with things you need. Minimum RAM 4 GB, system RAM 7, so it's good to go, right? So only thing different here is the cores. We have 2 cores allocated here while 4 are required, so not sure whether that passes the test. So let's wait for it to unpack. Then finally, if there are any dependencies, we will have to use this sudo apt-get, copy this and keep it, right? Once we have everything, we can take a look at systemctl command for this particular setup, right? So here only error being we have one configuration issue, right? So here depends on lib info, so we will paste this, right? So once we have dependencies, say yes, and it will have the specific dependencies ready for you. Now the next thing, we will have to go through the setup back again, right? Now let's start the previous setup of our Debian file, and this time we have everything. So let's hope it unpacks and does what we required. And at the end here you can see our setup has managed to install the Couchbase server here. So first thing we can do is we can go to our applications, then scroll here to find the Couchbase, right? So usually what happens is, in case of Windows, you usually get the icon for that particular setup. If not, what we can do is can find the way to test it. So it is automatically running in the background, so we just have to verify the setup. So it's usually on localhost 8941 or something, so we will find that URL. Meanwhile, we can check that here, so we can check the ports, right? Everything is ready as expected. So I will click on this particular link so that it will open information regarding the ports. So to verify, here you can see 8091 is the port, so I will just copy this and open it in new tab. If I can see this, that means it is installed, right? So that particular 8091 dashboard needs to be there. So as you can see, it is redirecting me to that particular Couchbase server for the first time. And if we can set up the cluster right now, then that would pretty much is Couchbase setup completed on Ubuntu, right? So we will set this up. So start by clicking on setup new cluster. Let's name this cluster, right? So Couch Ubuntu, we can name this Couch Ubuntu, right? Administrator name, I will give my name here. Here you can see it is trying to generate the password for me, something that I don't want, right? So what I will do is I will create my own, right? So we have username, password and cluster name as well. So I will accept the terms, and here don't save, we will set that up, right? I don't want to share the usage information, so I will configure disk, memory and services. So this is the default IP address of localhost. Then default quota set, scroll to bottom, save and finish, right? So that should do the work for Couchbase server setup on Ubuntu. Here you can see the name of your cluster, dashboard. Here it will ask you to set the buckets, right? So once you set up these buckets, you will be able to access the data and then manipulate it, use as you please. So this was the setup for Couchbase on Ubuntu.